I used to be an event organizer in New Zealand. I had a business called Starlaid International. So that was a trust for HIV, women who live with HIV and AIDS and children. So it's an awareness campaign. So I brought the idea over here, but I felt being in England, you could never access free information. You always had to go and pay for it. You always had to go and have a 250 quid consultation if you were in pain or a menopause problem. And I just thought, why can't we have a forum where we can have great speakers from all over the place who can give information for 15 minutes? And if you want to choose to go to them, you can. And to have a glamorous event, fun, light-hearted, learn and be inspired by. Women with HIV, and I brought in abuse, that hence the ribbon being half red and half purple.
Yes.
Because so many women in marriages are abused and they don't even know they're being abused. And it was just an awareness. So that brought in our podcast as well of really, really good life stories.
I think for me as well, it's about women being faced with adversity and then turning their lives around, and how inspiring we all can be. So when you feel like everything's aren't going the right way for you, you say you're in an abusive relationship, or, life's been a bit unfair and unkind, that you can still find strength there. And I just think it's such an inspiring space to be in. And it's just lovely being in a room full of people that actually are helping you celebrate that you've turned your life around. I look at Ling and I just think, my goodness, if I'd received the news she had about her health, you just think, how would you be able to turn your life around when we might only have 6 months to live? But it's amazing actually when you're put in that position, because I was, it had to be a false alarm for me, but I was. And it's amazing how you just find that inner strength from somewhere. And you do find your people, you find your tribe. And we're just helping people find their tribe, I think.
Sophie, when you've just mentioned that you were put in that position, what did you actually do?
I wasn't actually given a timeline. I was just told that I was going to die imminently. They told me I had bone cancer. It was a misdiagnosis I basically got hairline fractures in my knees when I went running after having my third child. And they eventually, after a few x-rays, they pulled me back in and said, there's something suspicious here, we need to investigate. And then next thing I knew, the curtains were being pulled down and I was being told that I didn't have long to live and I had to prepare the family for the worst. But then within 24 hours after another investigation, they said it was a false alarm and that I had a very rare condition of holes in my bones. But it does make you then reevaluate your life. I feel very lucky that it turned around. But, when you hear people that actually have had that diagnosis or have had similar diagnoses, the fact that actually sometimes it takes moments of adversity like that to help you sort of reevaluate your life and make the most of it.
It's so often it's turning that pain into purpose, which is just incredible.
Well, we're now growing it to all the people that can get help from every direction. Like we had this incredible judge on the last one we had. She was a top divorce lawyer and she dealt with people under abuse. And she was incredible the way she told like 5 different things what to do. You'd have to pay 400 quid for that. We had another woman, Naomi, talks about breathing and got everyone to stand up and dance. And it's all snippets that everyone takes away with them. And then they have a card in the goodie bag. They're usually given a free session by everyone, or clowns gave a makeup and a Beyond the Face gave a 500 quid vouchers. It's amazing. A lot of people are giving and donating. So I'm getting a lot of donations and lots of great marketing because you're in front of a lot of women. But everyone comes away with something which is incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And there can be quite a few people that go to these things and think, what am I going to get out of this, rather than what can I give?
Yeah, is that right?
And yeah, that is so true. Yeah. And it's really lovely coming from a place of, okay, instead of what can I gain? Well, hang on a minute. How can I be here for somebody else? How can I help? And it's great to learn, as you said, and to have these free resources. That's fantastic. And when you have a lot of like-minded women like us in a room like that, we tend to be those women.
Yes, definitely.
But one of the things that we have noticed is you can be in the most supportive room, but you can still hold back. And some women will still hesitate, or they'll still compare, or they might stay quiet. So it's not just about being in the right environment, but it's about what you allow yourself to do inside it.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
from your experience, from you guys doing these events, what do you notice happen to women when they come into your events? And
Well, they don't know what they're coming into. It's really weird. Even though I sell the ticket, show, and tell them what it's about, people only listen to a small snippet. But they walk in on a red carpet and they just go, "Ooh, this is different," and then they're handed a glass of champagne, or this next one will have Pimm's because it's summer with lots of fruit in it, and they get given a beautiful bag and really welcomed. And people immediately relax. Plus, I have the music. So having jazz, light jazz, is very softening. It's gentle, it doesn't overcrowd. Plus, I have really great helpers that walk in and they see anyone who's on their own and introduce them to other people.
I found
It's
the
an
last
experience.
one we did more than any that we've done before, and what we loved about it and what we really want to embrace and make sure we have more of next time is the that people felt very relaxed there and people opened up to each other. And we had this thing where it actually carried on quite a lot longer, and
Yeah.
and people really feeling like they could share and talk, and it was a safe space.
No, I'm
Not
really
many people knew each other, but it was like you look around the room, it looked like it was a lot of everybody were friends. It was
Well,
really
yeah.
lovely.
Even Abby, you bought a painting, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Gabrielle, the artist,
Yeah.
was showcasing her work. And from what she had been through, she was in an awful
Oh, yeah.
narcissistic relationship for 30 years. And it was the becoming. She'd gone
Yeah.
through 3 different stages. And I just saw this one piece of art and it really spoke to me. And actually, I almost bought another one, but my friend bought it
Oh,
instead.
just see.
And Sophie, what you were saying about the fact that it went on longer and people were having these conversations, I actually ended up meeting somebody who I met at your event. We met for a
Okay.
drink.
That's what we wanted. We pitched it slightly differently each time to see
Yeah.
which way
Right.
works. And well, Lynn's very good at getting the speakers together. She really thinks about almost like a dance where the kind of choreography behind it. We decided we needed to have a bit of variety. I remember when Jim was talking about who we should have for speakers, and she said, "I've got this vagina doctor. Do you think it would work? You should do the one that we have to code." And I was like,
Yes,
Yeah, everyone loved
explore it.
that.
I
We have
loved her.
to. Yeah.
She was amazing.
So we were saying about how you wanted the event to be. What do you think makes a room actually feel safer versus being intimidating?
Colour, being natural, actually having a good host, making people feel welcome. We changed all the chairs so everyone looked forward. We closed it a bit, put a lot of colour around, made things happy in the centerpieces, flowers and things like that. And we had heaters on, didn't we? So maybe having the heaters made it very glowy. Whereas June the 18th is going to be sunshine and the roof will be open and there'll be abundance of flowers. So this one had a much lighter, vibrant, easier atmosphere, to be honest.
So in your experience as well, what helps women open up faster, would you say?
Oh, trust. Everything's about trust. And I think when one woman hears a story and then something that is amazing at the end of it and their life's turned around, it opens up a lot about them.
Also, it's knowing they're not alone and that
Yeah.
other people that experience or have experienced similar things. They're never
Yeah.
going to experience exactly the same. And my
No.
favorite saying, which I haven't said for quite a long time, is you can walk in John Smith's shoes, but you can never wear his socks.
I was thinking of that one.
Another thing that I was thinking about, when you come across a woman that's in the room, but they might be holding back,
Yeah.
how can you help them?
They often come up after and they tell me a story straight away. And I always say, "Oh my God, I've got a lovely little black book I can give you, which has a host of different people that can help in this situation." And then we're going to grow that little black book. So anyone that needs help, we're going to be able to pass that forward to them. Like, for instance, the speakers, we have that all recorded. And anyone that asks for the speakers again, we can send it to them.
That's a really good
pay for that.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Only
think
people that want it.
I think the great thing we did this time as well is if we ever noticed that someone come in on their own, we were making sure that they sat on a table with other people that were on their own.
Yeah.
And then And it really, really worked. I think everyone really appreciated that rather than sort of wandering aimlessly, going, where am I going to sit?
I think
They
this
were
is something
smiling
that
at
I
me.
do quite naturally as well. Is actually when anybody's on their own, I'm very good at incorporating them into situations. Because that happened to me when I was younger. I was on my own because I wasn't wanted. So
Oh,
therefore, I'm so aware of that. And I always take that into consideration. And it's horrible to see it when, somebody's looking kind of lost. Where am I going? Or maybe too shy to ask
Yeah,
or
too
something
shy.
like that.
I'm not into this networking thing. It's not networking. It's joining souls together in a one situation.
Oh, I love that. Joining souls together in a one situation. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
You make of it what you want to make of it, and you meet who you want to meet, and you make your evening your own. It's funny because Lynn is very insistent on this whole kind of like making people feel special from the minute they walk in the door. And I honestly, I hadn't thought of that before, but I just love that. I think that's my favorite bit. And we're never going to stop that.
At the end of the day, it is part of your work, but you have to enjoy your work. It's got to be fun. And if it's not fun, then what's the point? And if that's what you guys love, then that's what you love and it works.
How did you two meet? How did this come about?
I had a great event in Cobham because I'm a luxury property person as well. I saw location properties everywhere. And I did one in an art gallery. And I saw this really tall blonde girl at the end. She had a very, very strong voice. And I said, "Who are you? I don't remember seeing you before." I gate crashed. And everyone thinks we're sisters. That's the crazy thing. We're both quite tall and blonde, but we're tennis apart. And she's based my right arm to my left, so which is great in my business. So
Yeah.
I had the idea of doing the charity work because I needed something which is different, and it's something I love doing. I love events. I'm a great event organizer because I love a really good party. So she was a great person to have.
We're so passionate about what we do, whatever that might be. So we just knew. And when she talked about the idea behind it, I was just like, I want in. I've always loved events as well. And I just knew that I wanted to get involved in whatever way I could.
And the charity is something I've always believed in because I'm HIV, and I always open it up with that story that there's so many women in Kent that have HIV and no one knows about it. So it's just giving people awareness, and the amount of abuse is really sad. That it can affect everyone in this room.
It's always a deep, dark secret, and it doesn't need to be. That's the sad thing. You've been abused, you feel like you can't tell anyone. If you've got HIV, it's like the deep, dark, dirty secret.
It's for me to really educate. I didn't know very much about what's happening with the vagina. I was quite gobsmacked about it. Why didn't I know about that? But that was education for me. I walked away thinking, oh my God, I must do something about it. Even the breathing, I never breathe. It was so interesting to learn about how you breathe. So I going on one of Naomi's breathwork days just to learn how to breathe correctly.
When I grew up, I had asthma and I did not want to take an inhaler. I just thought, oh, what's this stuff I'm chucking down my lungs? And I learnt to breathe. And I'm not sure that would work for everybody, but certainly for my form of asthma and for my children's as well, I do know that it can make a massive difference just learning to breathe properly.
I've done quite a lot of breath work, and funnily enough, I'm becoming a breathwork facilitator. Your breath is so, so powerful, and it's the first thing you do when you're born, and it's the last thing you do in your life. And it's something that we all have for free, this incredible free resource that can really help with things like disease, as you were saying, like asthma, but also with a lot of trauma as well.
I should get you to come and do a speaking engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're in Dubai, Abby.
I meant mum. She's an
yeah.
incredible hypnotherapist. And I'm not just saying that because she's my mum, but she's literally helped thousands of people change their lives.
So I just found since Just Women Live, this is my 4th one in June, suddenly there's all these wellness workshops and these wellness new events have suddenly come up.
It's funny because I did the same, Lynn, because mum and I, obviously with everything happening with the war, we had 2 big events in Dubai happening where we're doing our own workshops, and they obviously got postponed. And then I ended up coming over here. And so I had a quick sort of look to see what was going on. And I thought, bloody hell, there's loads going on in London. And obviously we found yours, and that was fab. It's really lovely to know that these things are happening.
Yeah.
And it is great to be in these rooms and the energy of these rooms, and it builds your confidence, but it also can give you accountability as well, which a lot of us need, especially when we're working on our own, or maybe we're with a partner who might not understand what it is that we do, might not get it. It's having that community, and that is really, really important. And one thing that we're building at the moment is we love to inspire and to support from the podcast and social media, but sometimes women leave inspired, but then nothing changes.
Of
Um,
course.
and something that we are doing is translating that into action afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, they're all so giving, these people.
Right.
Just for marketing. It's the fact they actually they've never had a platform to be able to give to just women. We're actually asking people what they want to hear as well. We're writing a little thing next week and definitely get some feedback.
We're trying to build a bit of a community as well. It's a bit of a learning process for us. I'm thinking about with Lynn perhaps to do some sort of newsletter, because it's that sense of community that is so important.
One of my favorite things to do is to write our newsletter. I bloody love doing that.
I want to do something. I'd love an old chapel or something like that. I don't like hotels, you see. So I need to find iconic places to do it.
It's about making it memorable in more ways than one. You want it to stand out in people's minds, and to make it, it's difficult to be unique these days. But there's
It
lots of ways you know, if you really think about the whole, you know, visitor experience, right from the minute they walk in the door right through to the end, then that's when you start coming up with sort of more, you know, authentic, exciting things, building our brand. So we're kind of like learning what works, what doesn't. And, you know,
Yeah, it's
so
about
really-
trying it. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
And so many people don't get to that point because they're too scared, or they're worried that they're going to fail. So the fact that you're just trying these things and seeing and then going, okay, that might not work, so we'll adapt and we'll change.
We're very much into hearing how people perceive our events, and open to adapting and changing them to suit our guests, rather than this is how we want to do it. The experience is so important that it works for everyone.
Yeah, well, it's the feeling, isn't it? As you said, and it's experiential.
I want to bring a horse into the next event. So the horse whisperer who wheels 5 horses.
makes it work.
So I want her to bring the horse into the pub, and literally with someone there, so they can you see the horse, how it heals. She's a horse whisperer. She's really well known, but it is a pub, and we do have a separate entrance. So I will make it happen. I brought on 24 male models, very fit looking, and they all came on in different jockeys. 12 of them were the All Blacks in New Zealand, and they came on with Persian pussies in their arms. And it was and through my warped sense of humor, I wanted to have some really slick-looking men. I thought it was very funny, but I can't tell you, it brought their house down. So yeah, off the wall, slightly, you know, risque, fun.
Just tell us what's next for you.
So on the 18th of June, it'll be the same place, 6 to 9 o'clock at night. You know, there'll be a convertible car outside. So we fill them up with balloons, and then you can go into a draw and you can talk and have a test. So it's giving women a choice and a chance, rather than to walk into a showroom full of men, to be an event where you can actually just chat about it. And a lot of women in their 40s, 50s want something which is really sexy anyway. What they want. Doesn't matter what age you are, but you know, it's a better way of talking to someone rather than being in a showroom where everyone stares at you. It's horrible. We had Bentley the last 2 times, Aston Martin the first time. I'd like to get Porsche.
Amazing.
Watch the space.